If you've already spent thousands of dollars on this Dell XPS, you're going to need to upgrade or repair it at some point. Save hundreds of dollars and do it yourself. I'll show you how in this step-by-step video. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Sony Knows channel. This is Yogi, and I'm coming at you with another DIY repair video today. We're going to be doing part 2 of our Dell XPS repair, teardown and rebuild. It's a 9570 model. What I did to get ready for this is I went out and I bought a brand new fingerprint and assembly, the entire thing. Also went ahead and got a new Wi-Fi card so I could upgrade the Wi-Fi. And then last but not least, I went ahead and upgraded and got the entire Palmrest assembly, brand new off eBay. I'll be sure and put a link in the description for all of those parts. So make sure you get the exact same parts that I did that fit this particular model. You want to make sure you click on the link so that way you get the right part number. And if you have not done these kinds of repairs before and this is your first time doing a teardown, please be sure and go back and watch part 1, because that's where I go into step by step, every little screw, every little cable that you need to unplug, and I'm going to take my time and explain everything in that first video. And I'm going to show you when I get to the crucial points, I'm going to slow things down and talk about the couple of differences that you need to be aware of when you get to that part of the video. I really appreciate all the comments, you guys. If you're watching all these videos for the first time, please be sure and subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video and you found it helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It means a lot. I know a lot of people say it in every one of their videos, but it means a lot to us. I do go back and read every one of those comments. I know some people say that, and I actually love the comments and the feedback. All right, guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and let's get started. You ready? Here we go.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame, though it might be nice.
Time to get the cover off and let's see what we have underneath the hood. Alright, now that we have the cover off, this next part's very important. Make sure you unplug the laptop battery before you start touching anything inside the laptop. Now that we have the screws out for the battery, we're going to unplug the cable so we can get the battery out. So next up we have the Wi-Fi card. Now it wasn't that bad. I'm not going to complain and make fun of it, but I'm going to upgrade it later on in this video. So make sure you click on the link in the description so you can get the right part. Now that the Wi-Fi card is out of the way, let's move on to the first CPU fan. Don't just pull up on the fan, make sure you unplug the cable first. Now for this next part, we're getting ready for the motherboard to come out, so watch all the different cables that I'm going to take out. Okay, now that the motherboard's out of the way, if you ever need to upgrade your screen, this is what you need to do. These are the screws that detach the screen from the hinges on both sides. At this point, now that the screws are out, we're going to take our time and slowly pull the screen off the hinges. So here's the fingerprint assembly that I broke from the old frame. We're going to keep parts of it so I can transfer everything to the new frame. Next up is the ribbon cable for the keyboard that detaches from the frame. Dell did a pretty damn good job of hiding these screws and making it hard to get them out. But these are the screws that basically attach the keyboard to the frame. So take your time, don't cut yourself, and just make sure you get every screw out before you try to take the keyboard apart. Okay, so now we've got the keyboard out. Now we are looking at the old frame and the new frame, and this is what they look like compared side by side. So we're going to take out the speaker cables as well, so we can transfer the speakers from the old frame to the new frame. And then once that's done, you're pretty much done with the entire teardown. And now we'll reverse the process and put everything back together again. Now this next part is really important. It's the adapter for the power plug. When you reinsert it into the new frame, make sure it's properly secured in place and that it doesn't slide around. After that, we're going to be transposing the fingerprint reader. There's the new part that I bought, and I'm going to remove most of it from the old frame, take off the parts that I don't need, and keep that part there that screws into the frame. For such a small part, it's really sensitive. What you see me doing here is putting on the button for the fingerprint reader onto the new assembly, and then that new assembly is going to screw into the frame using the parts from the original. Make sure you don't throw away the old one. Now that we have that part done, now it's time to put the keyboard onto the new frame. Now that we're ready to bring the motherboard back in, you want to make sure you place it down nice and slow and don't pinch any of the cables or ribbons that are underneath. Alright, here's the fun part. We're going to be upgrading the Wi-Fi card. So make sure you check out the links in the description below to get the right parts. Okay guys, so now for the next part we're going to be putting the screen and the body frame back together. So make sure you take your time and don't pinch any cables, and make sure you reinsert all the cables in the right spots. So here's the good news, guys. If you've made it this far, take a sigh of relief, because you're almost there. You're almost done. Now we've got a few more cables to plug back in, and then we're ready to put the cover back on. So we've got the new Wi-Fi card in place, and we've got the black and white wires plugged in as well. Now we're going to put the securing plate over the top of that, so that way those wires don't come loose. Now, if you've ever worked with a laptop, you know what thermal paste is. And so this is a thermal pad, which you put right on top of the hard drive that prevents it from overheating.
Perfect, 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 perfect.
Great news, guys. We've made it this far, and we are now ready to put the back cover back on. This is one of the best feelings once you've got all the parts back together to know that everything fit perfectly. Alright guys, we've made it to the very end. It's time to appreciate all the hard work we've done. And there you go, the final results, making sure everything works. Another successful repair and upgrade. Let's see you in the next video, guys. Thanks again for watching Sony Knows.